And then YG titled the series of these projects Born Pink.
Well, they couldn't call the album Born Black. So, you know, what are they gonna do? Call it Born Black? No, but like imagine if the follow-up album was called Born Black. But they're BLACKPINK, so logically, if it's Born Pink, then follow-up is Born Black. Not serious. Fucking shuddering.
Welcome to its favorite K-pop show, DKnews. David, hot ass tea.
Stop. LOONA Yves apologizes for her racist profile.
Oh no, what happened again?
And JHope and TXT slay Lollapalooza.
And we have BLACKPINK finally coming back, but also another controversy with aespa and BLACKPINK being similar.
Oh boy.
Okay, and breaking news. Da-dun, just before we film this, BTS military exemption is maybe at its final stages.
Finally.
I don't know. It seems like the boy who cried wolf at this point. We have a full session of that. Action! Before we go on, we'd like to introduce you to our sponsor for this video, Surfshark VPN. As you all know, some specific content isn't accessible from some countries, and this can range from K-dramas to various Korean TV shows featuring your biases. But did you know that this problem could be easily solved by using Surfshark VPN?
Basically, all you need to do is subscribe to Surfshark VPN, and this will allow you to switch your virtual location to pretty much anywhere else in the world. You will be able to make full use of your Netflix account, for example, by unlocking content from around the globe, and even virtually place yourself in Korea so that you can watch K-pop related content only accessible to the local markets.
Imagine missing out on the hottest series like In the Soup, Friendcation, where V appears in because it's unavailable in your country. But with Surfshark, simply change your location where they might have English subtitles and enjoy. Not only that, but Surfshark's clean web feature blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, allowing you to surf the web safely. If you get Surfshark with our code, you can get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free.
Plus, there's a 30-day money back guarantee, so there's no risk to try it out. You can use one account of Surfshark on an unlimited amount of devices. For further details, check out the link in our description box below. And back to the news. Onto the first news. LOONA Yves apologizes for her racist profile photo.
What happened?
It all started when Yves shared a close-up of her swollen lips with her fans last week. She has some swollen lips because of some allergic reaction. Okay, that's not the racist part. And one fan made a witty comment that she looked like a character called 고은혜. She's a character from a Korean cartoon, 달려라 하니. The 아줌마 character.
Yeah.
Yves, being entertained by the comment, decided to change her profile pic to the character. And the character is a caricature of a typical Korean ajumma with curly permed hair, which is common, and over accentuated lipstick. It actually goes over her lips. Some international fans saw it kind of as a racist caricature of black people.
Okay.
Comments like these and these. This quickly gathered steam as fans debated amongst themselves whether this profile picture was racist. Eventually, Yves took down the profile picture and apologized to her fans. I didn't think it would be offensive, but from now on, before using photos of any character, I will check more thoroughly to see if there can be any misunderstandings.
Nice response there.
사랑합니다.
Now, Twitter is still sort of fighting over this. You know, I've seen some comments like, why is it that non-black people have the audacity to tell others it's not racist? It is. Just because it doesn't offend you doesn't mean it doesn't offend others.
Why are you talking in such a condescending manner?
Because I think these people are being a little bit too sensitive. This is my
no,
thoughts
another day on
that no one
DKDKTV.
asked for.
Okay.
If this character was like Bicor, you know,
Michael.
It's Bicor?
Yeah, Michael.
Oh, I always thought it was Bicor. Apparently, I didn't have a childhood.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they
Okay, anyway, my point being, if this was an actual caricature of a black person in a Korean cartoon like Baikor, then I could understand. But this is literally how ajummas look.
All ajummas in Korea have permed hair.
This is not racist. This is how
Yeah,
Korean
okay.
ajummas
So,
look.
but
People
just
who are not black can have curly hair. The lipstick part isn't even lips. I mean,
Okay.
I understand like the instant reaction, but at the same time, like
That instant reaction is a natural reaction that comes out because throughout the ages, depicting of your own ethnicity in some sort of stereotypical way has been seen a lot of times with bad intentions. Thus, if you see a similar one, you might naturally think that is, oh, such and such. So I understand that reaction, but at the same time, in this case in particular, as Danny said, it's a Korean character, and specifically an ajumma. Ajummas have permed and curly hair here. That's a fact. It's universal, by the way. My mom has curly hair too. The very thick lipstick is also like a sarcastic, satirical way to depict these ajummas that are very loud, and I don't think you can say that is like racist for the profile itself. But yeah, I do get why the reactions are coming out, and the fact that Eve acknowledged it and put it down.
I feel like she shouldn't have
regardless.
I mean, she can put it down, like if people are like going crazy about it, but I don't think she should have apologized.
But we're sure that there's no ounce of like black ethnicity in that character, right? Like zero.
No.
Okay. For the case of Michael, he's black. He's black
American.
and depicted in that way, so that's a problem. But like for this, I don't know that much about this. She's Hani's mother, right?
Like, we don't know if she's Mongolian blood or like Chinese blood. I'm sure there's like, you didn't do a DNA test.
Yeah, but still, respect to how she handled that like a pro.
And people need to shut up sometimes.
Despite the intentions, some people can get offended and hurt. So like,
but they need to shut up.
And if you're like a pro in the idol scene, if you have fans that are concerned about some stuff, you listen to it. It's a very mature behavior. Yeah.
Unlike me. On to the next news. JHope and TXT slay Lollapalooza. JHope and TXT performed this weekend at Lollapalooza, one of America's biggest music festivals held in Chicago. They not only became the first Korean artist to perform at this festival, but they absolutely killed it. And I would have to say, I watched both performances actually. TXT has the perfect discography for a band performance that they did in Lollapalooza. Songs of their recent albums are super like band oriented.
Rocky.
They have like anti-romantic,
Valley of Lies, Ian Dior.
that's just perfect material for like band settings.
Yeah.
So TXT really loved the performance. And meanwhile, JHope headlined Lollapalooza today, just a few hours ago, and even local politicians like Samir Mayakar, important guy. He talked about JHope's effect on Chicago's economy, noting the fan events and lines of fans filling businesses in the city. And JHope reportedly sold out the most tickets in Lollapalooza history.
Whoa.
And Lollapalooza has a 30+ year history.
Whoa.
And he did that on a Sunday. It's usually when the crowd turnout is the lowest.
When he needs to go to church.
No, they need to go to work the next day. We watched the performance and he also slayed the stage. Not only performing his new solo album, but also songs like Cypher 2, a new remix of Dynamite, Outro Ego, and of course Chicken Noodle Soup with Becky G on stage. I personally enjoyed his solo work.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, because like you can really feel the emotion and passion he has. I wasn't the biggest fan. After watching this concert, I was very hooked. But what really surprised me was how ARMY started singing along his new songs. They literally like sing out the Korean like rap parts. It's kind of crazy.
JHope fans out there. Like,
I know.
Oh, okay. I can't even follow them.
I can't follow them either.
Yeah. Congratulations to them, TXT and BTS and JHope. So it's like, it's just crazy how you think the atmosphere just changed in 10 years. That's very much due to BTS.
10 years ago, when I said I was from Korea, people said
Oppa
ni
Gangnam
hao.
Style.
No, people said ni hao.
Sumimasen. And then 안녕하세요.
That might have been racist.
It is racist.
But then again, every time we see a white person in Korea, we say hello.
To be fair, English is like the universal language.
We don't say like, Guten Morgen.
How old
we
are
say
some...
hello.
Okay.
So, sorry, white people in Korea.
Next news. Is aespa and BLACKPINK too similar? I don't know where this came from. Before we go on to the tea, according to YG Entertainment, BLACKPINK will release their second full-length album next month.
Yeah.
Actually, this month now. It's coming.
Yeah.
And this is the first full-length album in...
It's full length?
Yeah, 1 year and 11 months. Accordingly, 2 music videos they are producing right now has the highest production cost in YG history. So that's going to be amazing. Finally, YG doing some justice to BLACKPINK. We needed to see some more upgraded stuff for BLACKPINK, and finally. And then YG titled the series of these projects Born Pink. YG said what that means is it implies BLACKPINK's unique identity that shows off an extraordinary aura.
Well, they couldn't call the album Born Black. So, you know, what are they gonna do? Call it Born Black? No, but like imagine if the follow-up album was called Born Black. But they're BLACKPINK, so logically, if it's Born Pink, then follow-up is Born Black. But they're BLACKPINK.
BLACKPINK in your area.
In addition to the public schedules revealed, several special activities have been prepared that match BLACKPINK's status. And after all of this, BLACKPINK is going to go on a world tour. My question was, what do you think the meaning of or concept of Born Pink is? But you're just so fixated on the Born Black thing right now. So I personally think this is going to be Lovesick Girls Whistle kind of vibe album, because obviously it's saying Born Pink.
At the black part.
Yeah. You categorize their songs as black and pink. Stop meddling with the black thing.
So more like ice cream?
Not to the ice cream level, because it's a full-length album and they gotta have like a bangers or like on the ground-ish or like solo, you know. Okay, so what do you think Born Pink means?
It means they're born to be BLACKPINK. I am the best.
They mentioned that they have several special activities that match BLACKPINK's status. What are the special activities? We already had Coachella.
Fashion show?
We have already had that for like 2 years.
Metaverse concert? Oh, they're already PUBG. I mean, they can do a world tour.
They're doing it.
Are they going
Activities.
space?
Oh.
Actually, maybe they go on like the Kardashians.
Yeah, something like that would be good.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, baby's okay.
It's okay.
It's not okay, though. It's not.
I mean, Gemini's appearing in the
Idol.
Yeah, so that's gonna be good. Here's a mild tea. On July 29th, one netizen created a post titled, "Is BLACKPINK plagiarizing aespa?"
China and all the way back to Korea. And I love you to the cloud.
The netizen claimed that there were stark similarities with BLACKPINK's recently released music video Ready for Love to aespa's visual presentation. Like, for example, look at these two pictures. The new MV had similar color palettes and sometimes similar backgrounds.
Yeah.
Netizens are divided, but what is your opinion?
I mean, they have similar color palettes, definitely similar aesthetics, but I don't think it's like plagiarism.
Plagiarism is not about like color palette.
You don't own colors.
Yeah, I don't think this plagiarism issue is like a big deal. People are just, you know, making stuff up for fan wars just for the sake of it.
You know what is a big deal?
Breaking news! Ta-da! Okay, finally, are we going to wrap up the BTS exemption controversy? On the first, Sung Il-jong of the People's Power Party, he's a parliament member, lawmaker, requested an extension of special military service for popular culture artists to exempt BTS from the military service. Specifically, Sung asked during the National Assembly Defense Committee,
"Do you know what the economic effect BTS has when they win the Billboard once? It's 1.7 trillion won. After doing the calculations, BTS helped expand the national wealth about 56 trillion won over the past 10 years.
$50 billion.
During the Olympics, 280,000 tourists came to Korea, and during the BTS performance, 187,000 tourists came."
And next, when Sung asked,
"Aren't there any plans to increase military service exemptions related to semiconductors?"
because that's what the government is pushing nowadays.
The director of the Military Manpower Administration, Lee Ki-sik, said,
"We are not increasing the military service exemption. It's an adjustment, not a separate increase of number of existing industrial military service policies for semiconductor personnel."
Sung said again,
"When we set the criteria for exemption from military service, we couldn't imagine that our young people would win the Billboard or American Music Awards. Is it fair to go to a no-name international competition and be exempted from military service even if you win?"
wow, some shots fired.
He has a point though. Like, I don't know half of those clown.
No, not even half. I don't know like 99.9%. I don't even know what the fuck those are for.
Yeah.
How do you decide the winner?
privileged people.
He also said, have you considered exemption from military service in the national interest?
Director of Military Manpower Administration Lee Ki-sik said,
We are reviewing the special military service exemption for the group BTS from various aspects. For now, we are looking at it within the overall framework of alternative service. Adding of another pop culture artist sector exemption that the lawmaker is talking about can break the overall framework of special military service and fairness, so we are carefully reviewing it. We are working hard to gradually reduce these alternative stations in the future.
in response, Defense Minister were learning about Korean politics. Lee Jong-sub said,
I think there will be a way for BTS to come to the military, but also give them an opportunity to practice and go on tours for overseas performances when they have schedules. BTS service would help their reputation since many people value military service highly.
An Gyu-baek, a member... Do we really have to read all these people's...
They're very
Who the hell is
important
An
people.
Gyu-baek? I never heard of this guy. An Gyu-baek, a member of the Democratic Party of Korea, said,
Can you convert the duty of the national defense into money? Converting this duty of defense into money is a very low capitalist idea. I think these unfair and flaky special military service exemptions for the pop culture artists should definitely be completely revised.
so they're like negative.
So that was what the politicians are thinking. Here are the netizens. The K-nets on Naver are saying,
Hong Il-jong is the problem. Never vote for him next time. Why are they discussing of expanding alternative services rather than reducing it? The population is diminishing. What will we do in the future? Just revise it as a whole and get rid of most of the special treatments.
I agree.
Elvis Presley had to enlist despite being a huge star in the US.
He didn't enlist, he got drafted.
yeah, that he got drafted. Yeah, so that's the
Right.
point. Yeah.
Oh, the military is basically saying that they'll exploit BTS. Do we need to exempt all Samsung owner families then? Can anybody compete with Samsung in terms of promoting Korea and earning dollars? This is bullshit. They started their career for their own pursuit of success and money. Did they have the motive to represent the country in the first place? What is so special about singers that we should exempt them from one of the 4 duties? Are we now going to talk about exempting paying taxes too?
Okay, so that's what the netizens say. So what is your opinion? And do you think this is actually gonna get some closure?
I'm
for
so
what's happening?
tired of talking about this
Yeah.
entire thing. It
They-
is so
They've been
over-
dragging this. But I do think there is a significance that the Minister of Defense came out and said that they are like revising something.
They're not revising exemption.
Mm,
They're
yeah,
revising
alternative services.
alternative service where they can take advantage of BTS's
Exploit
popularity.
them.
Seems to me like they're kind of like exploiting their
Yeah.
fame and
Yeah, yeah.
success.
They just announced that they will do solo activities. Them going to the military and making them go on world tours altogether, that's like against their will, I would say.
What I'm guessing is that they said they're gonna do group tours. So when the group tour happens and like 1 or 2 members are military, they'll let them out.
But it definitely does seem that there is going to be like some sort of alternative service method.
I also agree that there should be less and less alternative
Yeah,
service.
that's what the minister said.
That's
so
what the minister said. I think that's what most Koreans
yeah,
agree.
that is
And
the right direction.
this debate, it's always the same argument, especially from international audiences
Yeah.
that don't really realize the sentiment in South Korea. I don't want some guy who does curling and wins a bronze. I don't care about a bronze medal in curling. Sentiment is that they shouldn't go.
Everyone should just go.
Popular opinion.
Yeah, everyone
and
should be
everyone
just equal, like no exemptions.
Should women go?
Maybe if the climate changes in the future.
But I think within like 10 years, women will have to start going because
Yeah.
there's no people.
I mean, well, the physical abilities might different, but they can have their own fields of expertise as well.
wow. I bet Anna could beat you up.
Okay.
These niggas bleed different. We don't bleed, nigga. We make niggas bleed blood. Treyway. These niggas said it hurted me. I ain't heard you. Get the fuck up on my fucking face before I murder you.
Let's just have a final opinion.
BTS is gonna go, but with alternative options. Yeah, final.
I think they're just gonna go.
Yeah, they're just gonna go. I think that's final. I think this is a good conclusion. For once, I think the government is having like some kind of professionalism. I think if BTS were to get exempt, it should have happened by like some president or some like minister of culture like overruling and making like a
Yeah.
very special exemption
Like
rather
a monarch, kind of.
We have like special exemptions for
Pardons?
We have special pardons.
That's in the law. The president doesn't have the power to do whatever. It's not like a dictatorship. They need to pass a law. Well, if you have a terrible government, like some countries, and they're blocking access to the internet or certain parts of the internet, like in Korea, then you can use Surfshark with our code below, 83% off. Yeah, go use Surfshark to watch whatever you want, browse whatever you want, stay protected.
And speaking of BTS, I am doing a watch party for In the Soup Friendcation where BTS V is on. There's 2 episodes so far. I'm going to watch it tomorrow and upload it within the next day. If you want to join me, go on to patreon.com/dkdktv.
Bye.
Bye.
Bang, bang, bang.